Yeah. No, we have a very special guest in the
We
building.
are here. This is Negro Jump.
Negro Jump.
Yeah.
And this is a good friend of mine. This is the first time you've met Kit. We have
Yes.
Kit Lace. You have several names on Facebook.
I have lots of names, so that's the problem. Is like I don't really like having like one name to go by because like all of my friends who drink with me and know that I'm like a nerd know me as Kit. Everyone who like follows like my Instagram and my modeling page, they know me as Celeste. And then everybody, it's Celeste. Yeah, Celeste.
Because you have them all on your Facebook. It's like Celeste, Kitsune,
Lace. Yeah, and so no one has ever figured out like what my real name is. Like a couple people do. You do now.
Yeah, and I do now too.
You know the T. Y'all know the T now.
Yeah.
But the reason why I don't like my government issued / the name my mother gave me is because one, it's too long, and everybody used to clown me for that one famous person. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So I was like, nah, I'm really not about that life. Because then I don't want to be. People think that you're so like bougie. Well, I low key am.
Well, let's take it back because I'm not Jesus Christ, man.
All right, yeah.
Puerto Rican Rescue is
All right,
in the building.
Puerto Rican
all right.
Rescue, yeah.
Nah,
That's our girl right
first of all, we have Kitsune here on the podcast. She is a close friend of Cordero's back in Wilmington.
Very, very good friend. And
Very good
when
friend.
you told me you were going to be coming to New York, you're coming to see the USC fights, which
Yes.
is dope. You hit me up like a month out. You were like,
No,
who
I
do
hit you up like 3 months out.
3 months? Okay, so yeah.
I like to
She
plan.
booked it.
Yeah, you've been telling me this. For a
Shout
minute.
out to heavy Capricorn energy right there, okay? Control freak.
Yeah.
Real girl.
She was like, who do I have? Whose ass do I got to kick to get on this podcast? I'm like, I'm pretty sure you could kick anybody's ass at this table. So just come on,
That's
come
so
on,
sweet.
just
You
come
really
on.
think I could kick
It's
your
not a
ass?
sweet thing. It's just factual. You
know.
gotta. I see you doing the Chun-Li high kicks. All the time.
So you are you proficient in martial arts? That's what
I wouldn't say I'm proficient. I think that everybody's a student. I mean, even if I reach a black belt,
See,
That's a
even
bar.
if I reach my black belt or like whatever belt people think is like the expert, I still wouldn't. I'm always going to be a student of the craft.
Okay.
My dad's been training since he was 7.
My fault. We got to take it back even further.
Okay.
For the people that just cannot tell, state your background.
Oh, so my
What's your
background.
lineage?
Yeah.
Oh, so my lineage. Wow.
Sorry,
This is a
ethnicity.
loaded question because so the father that I've like has adopted me. He's black and Italian. So
Okay.
I don't claim my other father, my sperm donor. I don't claim him.
All right.
And yeah, I'm not afraid to say that on Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
Fuck that nigga.
For real. Like, yeah, no. And my mom is Filipino, and most Filipinos have Spanish heritage because no one expects a Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, fuck you, Magellan and Isabella, but whatever. It's cool. But
She came up here to talk shit.
always.
Yeah, she did.
But no. So
That manifesto, bro.
a lot of my family background, like I grew up in most of the time I grew up in like the deep south, and so it's always like Southern Baptist Amy Zion churches and stuff. So heavy religious background, but I am not religious now. The only God I believe in is the one I look in the mirror every morning.
Ooh,
Yes, I feel like there's a God and goddess
Let
energy in
'em
all
know.
of us, but that's a different story. Anyway, so a lot of my family, my dad's family is from Long Island. So
Okay.
he was born in Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
Yes, so all of my really close family, they're Northerners, as people from Wilmington like to say. And my mom, she grew up in Hawaii. So we've been everywhere. A lot of our family lives in San Diego, like all over the place. Like we don't really
Gotcha.
claim one place.
I got you. So it's that we can definitely relate with just bouncing around
Yeah.
a lot and
Yeah.
like just
Staying mobile.
Yeah.
The whole, like,
Yeah.
you got the home culture, but then you go outside and then it's like you kind of apply that a little. Like,
Well, I feel like every time I come back to just New York in general, I always feel like I've come home. Like today, we went to the deli, and like I just ordered exactly what I would order, like with or without anybody.
Like you ain't skipping
And
a
it
beat
was-
or nothing.
Yeah.
No, I was just like, this is what I want, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, all right, cool. It came, it showed up, and I was like, ugh, so good. Like, my goal this weekend is to be drunk at 3 in the morning, and I want a beef patty. I want a beef patty and a Sicilian slice, okay?
Jesus Christ.
And I want to, like, have been missing a shoe and stumbling into my hotel. Like, that's what I want.
Yo, she trying to get. She came in here.
I got the Timbs on,
she
y'all. I
said-
got the Timbs on.
Before-
Yeah. And they got wedges. They're
Before
huge.
any of that, she
the
came in
Cardi
here.
B's
It said she's like, I got a bottle of Douce. I was like, this is going to be an amazing episode. It's going to be so fucking great. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you started talking about how you like to fight when you get drunk and stuff.
I was like,
yo, you
fight when I get drunk.
Yeah.
People like to fight me. People give me that energy. I don't like to fight people. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, y'all.
Whoever's trying to fight, you trying to play Streets of Rage tonight in real life? Like you trying to be? I'll be skate. I'll be skate.
I'll bump you back. Like, that's how it works.
You be all right. I'll be. Oh, who's the wrestler nigga? Mondo?
Was it Max? Nah, it was Max. Yeah, he just had some pants on. Yeah, nigga was just slapping people.
He had a singlet on.
No, I'm really. But everyone thinks that I'm so violent because if I get a little loud off of a little bit.
I mean, because nobody.
You lively. It's you're lively. You have a very charismatic. I was just gonna say just a big personality.
I'm Napoleonic, I would say.
And that's why I fucked with you immediately, because I was just like, oh,
when did we meet exactly? This is what I'm trying to remember, because I knew that we were friends on Facebook, I think, before we actually met. Mm-hmm. And I remember not seeing a lot of you after the breakup, but then I just showed up one day. That's a different story. Then I showed up one day at Dead Crow because you were doing a show that night. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta support my boy.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Minnie's gonna watch this and be like, oh, Cordero, you still hang out with me? She's a bitch. She's a life ruiner.
I have to for life, because you were one of the few people who gave me a going away gift when I left for New York.
Of course. I was gonna be so sad.
She was the one who gave me the Flower Boy vinyl and
that's hard.
First 2-season box set of Dragon Ball Z. I was like, I fuck with this bitch forever.
That's a friend.
Forever.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's something that you're passionate about, and I was sad that you were leaving, but I was glad because I knew that you were gonna do big things and do things that were in alignment with what you wanted to do, and Wilmington was just holding you back. Yes, Wilmington was just holding you back.
Well, no, Wilmington is
shout out to
great,
Wilmington
great
because
nest.
that birthed
the
genius that is Cordero, y'all. Don't sleep on him because the weeks
chill.
Oh my! I can leave. I can go upstairs. I'll take a nap.
Hey, I can't do this without you. Nigga, you are the face. I told you, I'm a goofy ass nigga. You are the face. You are the cool.
But that's the reason why I would show up at your shows though. Yeah. It's because you would preach real stuff up there, and people would be like, oh, he kind of right. And what sold me was at the end of one of his bits, he was describing his dream woman and the children he was gonna have, and I was like, no,
I'm that corny nigga who's thinking about the future.
All my life, I had dreamed up my dream man. Okay, so when I was 12, I was my dream husband. He's gonna be tall. He's gonna be Italian.
Ooh.
He's gonna have colorful eyes.
Ooh.
I was he's gonna have a big old dick.
What? Oh, yeah.
And so it was one of those I had to speak it into existence.
There you go.
And it might happen. I'm hoping that it's happening now. I can't say a lot about that, but I'm hoping it's happening now. But when he said that, I was like, bro, I fuck with that. I fuck with the fact that he wants to have these beautiful little, what were they, Puerto Rican, Asian?
Half a quarter, quarter Puerto Rican, quarter black, quarter white, quarter Asian.
Yeah.
Everything on the planet just
beautiful mixed baby. And I'm I fuck
and they up here.
Yeah, they are. They are. Boy, man, I saw some. Boy, I was walking the streets and I was like, yes, girl. Man, I'm about to just lose it all.
All right.
But anyway. But no, and that's why I fuck with you, not even just as a comedian or as a friend, because you're so very honest in not just your comedy, but what you express to the world.
It's gotta be you, man.
And so when you had this podcast, when I saw it come up, I was like, I will literally fight somebody to be on this podcast. I don't care who I have to fight. I don't care how big they are. I don't care how skilled they are. I'll get my ass kicked.
What are you trained in?
Okay, so I've trained in kickboxing mostly.
Okay.
And I'm working on running fist.
That sounds like a style in Mortal Kombat. What's running fist?
So running fist is
sounds like I just hit the L trigger to switch.
It's a form of martial arts that uses and to those people out there who are extreme martial artists, okay don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but it's like kickboxing on kung fu crack.
like consecutive punches and
almost
stuff
like
like that, like
stylized in a
rapid.
way?
Yeah,
It's
stylized.
like,
Yes, it's very beautiful. The only way that I can describe it is just being able to have precise hand and arm motions intertwined with. It's like if you could have boxing and maybe like wushu, and then just someone who is very angry behind it. I feel like that would embody.
I was like,
running
I've seen
fists.
this character before.
Yeah.
I've seen it. As soon as you said like it's like the stylized kickboxing.
Yeah,
I
it's
immediately
very
thought of.
beautiful.
Have you seen? What I'm about to reference is
Okay.
it's not beautiful, but it's almost the same. Have you seen Baki on Netflix?
Oh, I love Baki. Shout out. We were just watching Baki
Yeah.
actually.
That's
Okay.
the shit.
Brilliant.
That dude.
Love Baki. Yeah.
Damn, Spec.
Yes.
The dude Spec.
Very,
like,
very, yeah.
This dude just points up just 4 knuckles.
Yeah.
And then just for 5 minutes straight, just beat whoever he's looking at senseless without breathing. For 5,
It's beautiful.
It's crazy.
And another one that I really
Bloody
like is Kenichi.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kenichi is like in The Greatest Disciple. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen that.
Okay.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
So, low key,
There's I think it's on Netflix now, right?
it's on Hulu now.
It's on Hulu now. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Watch
So-
a couple episodes. It's like
It's
we
really
fuck with it.
good. So this
Yeah.
dude just he
He's like the disciple. Like he just kind of learns multiple styles
learns
and
these
stuff.
multiple styles, and he's like in the dojo. Like this girl that he like has a mega crush on. Her grandfather is like this grandmaster who runs like
You see
different
what
facilities.
dudes would do for pussy? Just learn.
Get their ass
yeah,
kicked.
yeah,
learn,
whipped
yeah.
to learn all
Then
types
he
of stuff.
realized that she was like way better at martial arts than him. And he's like, oh, okay.
But you got to think about that. Like a chick who can like whoop this dude's ass. She's like, nah, I'm not gonna. Like it's like
It's one or the other. It's either
yeah.
you're gonna step up or you're like, nah, fam.
Yeah.
I'm
At least
not-
in that
yeah.
realm, because it's like if I had the opportunity, if like Chun-Li was a real person, I know she wouldn't fuck with most niggas on the planet.
No.
You know what I mean?
Like for
she's-
fun, for fun, she would. I think she would fuck with them for fun, and then after she got what she wanted, she'd be like, bye.
Who could tame Chun-Li?
Who could tame Chun?
Who could tame?
Oh, man, see,
Listen,
that's the thing.
I don't know. I mean,
Kratos.
Kratos.
Kratos, Loki,
and
yes,
Chun-Li?
Kratos
God of
could.
War?
I think so.
He
Yeah.
don't take no shit.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, I could see that.
A lot
But
of
she's
people think,
like,
It's turned into a mini game.
well, like a dating sim, but with fucking.
yes, but I mean, come on, it's Chun-Li.
There's not
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people. Like, it would
She's
have to be
referenced
a-
so much in popular culture that like you have to think about like
You want to hear a funny story?
okay.
Last year I went to New York Comic Con. Like I just went. It was the last day. My aunt gave me a pass. I was like, all right, I'll go. And this, just like any major event, the niggas outside scalping tickets and like just selling them and stuff. So
Yes.
like you just got dudes that do not belong in that environment at all whatsoever. Scalping tickets, fighting for territory. It was just like, hey nigga, I got these 3 blocks right here on this sidewalk. Don't come past this right. Like beefing and stuff in front of these nerds, and then. Whenever they're not beefing, like for a quick second, they might see a girl they might be attracted to. They're like, "Yo, oh shit, what's up? What's up, Chun-Li?" This chick is dressed like Miss Marvel. It's just the Asian chick. He just
And that's a shit that will like piss you off. Like, okay,
they got no business being there. That's
Yeah,
why-
yeah.
If you're gonna be there to be a part, like it was this year, it was one dude I seen that it was literally the same dude that was there last year scalping tickets, but he was getting pictures of people, so he was blending in.
Oh,
He was-
so
he
he
was-
had like the little
He was nah.
setup.
He was still dressed like some nigga from Brooklyn or Uptown or some shit like that. That was like, I'm just trying to make money, but he was like, nah, I'm gonna take pictures, like just try to blend in so
Sell
nobody leave
anything,
my
bro.
what?
They'll sell anything.
They were selling bootleg Black Panther T-shirts.
what?
Yeah, up the street. Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's pretty intense. It's
That's
crazy. Nah,
Well,
man.
No, like so I went to GalaxyCon this year in Raleigh,
Mm-hmm.
and I dressed as Kagome, and all these motherfuckers like, oh, Sailor Jupiter, and I'm like, pause. Sailor Jupiter. If I was gonna be any of the Sailor Scouts, I would be Sailor Mars, obviously.
Sailor Mars.
okay?
Yeah, because she was. I
Because she's
forgot
like
she
low
had
key
the.
gay.
She had the gun.
Yes. Okay.
And she had a piece. She didn't have a
Yeah, and she had a piece.
Wait,
Like, come on.
wasn't the last two that like came on like Saturn and like
Yeah.
those two, like even as a kid I was just like they don't like dudes.
No, they definitely don't like dudes.
They don't like dudes.
No,
The
they
other
don't.
three
They
were like,
Tuxedo
yo,
Mask
it's
ain't
cool.
doing nothing.
It's
Man.
nothing for them.
Nothing.
Matter of fact, that's probably a
Tuxedo
couple.
Mask is still like Bro.
What's the
Okay, so it's
There
the
is a
mystique behind it. There's a fascination behind it because there's like a mystique. It's like, you know that he's a good guy, but he has the bad guy vibes. Like, that's all bitches want.
Shit.
No, but that's
He
all
pull up
bitches
after
want.
everything done. Like, I see what you're doing.
No,
Mike.
yeah,
I
it's
see
like,
why it
he's
works.
your hype
I
man.
see why-
That's all
I've
bitches
been
want, though.
noticing.
Like, we want to be capable, but still have a hype man who has our back at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, take notes, okay? Guys out there, dudes who are literally at your fucking computer right now watching this.
Yeah, there you
like,
go.
yeah, I love a bitch like that. No. All right, what I need you to do, okay, is boost up your credit score. I need you to boost up your credit score. I need you to go to the gym for a little bit. I need you to, like, eat
Take notes.
healthy.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And then actually be interested in what you're talking about, because the girl who wants you is not going to want you for the fake shit. Okay, take off the fucking
Preach.
fedora and don't milady me. If you ever milady me in your
But
life,
that's what Tuxedo Mask does.
he is a character. He is not a real person.
Okay, you're saying
you
real
think
person.
I'm trolling the
Okay.
streets for Tuxedo Mask? No, I'm
true.
looking for that guy that's going to walk up to me in the bar and be like, "What's up, ma?
Oh, okay.
What's good? I see you drinking a Jack and Coke. You want a
Okay.
Jack and Coke?
It's-
Okay, then."
This is what
I
I'm
don't-
talking. This is what I'm talking about. The ambiguity. I think that's the word. The ambiguousness
Yeah.
Yeah.
about you. That's what throws me off right now.
Yeah,
we
she
just
is
went through.
multiple people. Like, you just tapped into like your Cardi B phase. For
Yeah.
like,
Oh
she
man,
just,
no.
But it's so
no.
genuine though. Yeah, like you're not faking
It's a
for nothing right
flawless
now.
transition, and that's
Yeah.
why I was
But
like, oh,
no,
this
that's
is
not. But that's the thing. It's just like girls. Okay, low key, all girls want is a hype man, some guy to take really good pictures and get all of our angles, someone to dick us down when we're being stupid, and to actually pay attention to the things that we want. Like, I really don't care if I need to vent to you about what happened to me at work, but if I say, "Hey, I'm interested in this book,"
She said this.
you don't have to be hype about. You don't have to be hype about the book, but like, pay attention to what I'm talking to you about. Like, my favorite book is Dune, y'all. Shout out. So Dennis Villeneuve is directing Dune,
Dune,
2020,
yeah,
November 2020.
yeah.
Okay, The Spice Must Flow. I read that shit when I was 12. Completely changed my life. Anyways, the thing is like, the person that I'm with now listens to me about Dune.
Oh yeah, she's taken. By the way, she's taken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
taken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Another one.
He
where it's like,
shoots
hey, nerds,
back.
Just
He shoots back.
calm
And
down.
she-
It's just, it's
Chill,
yeah.
y'all.
He will clap
He
back.
will definitely clap
He's
back.
a great
Yeah.
photographer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
He knows her
Yes.
angles.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he knows the angles everywhere.
shout out
Shout out.
to Matt.
Shout out to
Shout out to Matt. Shout
We're
out to
gonna
Matt.
cut that out.
Matt,
We're gonna cut that out.
Shout out
Shout out to Mr.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Sink.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Sink, y'all.
Mr. Sink.
Hardhead.
Shout out
Hardhead.
to
Hardhead. Yeah,
Hardhead.
we'll
We
cut
gotta
that
do
bit
a
of
whole.
Hardhead.
Yeah, we gotta do
shout out
that.
Tuxedo
Hardhead.
Mask in the
That's another
cut.
thing I want to touch on.
I want to touch on
Yeah, your
Hardhead.
Tuxedo
But
Mask.
let's get back to the Dune shit real
No,
quick.
oh, yeah,
Touch on that.
Get on the Doom, but I want to ask you something.
But the thing
Yeah.
is like I'll be going off on a rant about like how I relate to Alia in Dune, and like he watched the entire fucking series with me, bro. The mini series. That's not short. That's a lot. The whole everything.
He committed. to it.
Committed, and then he was with the shit, and I'm like, that's why I fuck with you. That's why I want to give you the sloppy toppy every night. No, for real.
Hey,
For
yo,
real,
shout
I'm
out
not.
to
That's
Matt.
not even. That's not even.
I
a
mean,
joke.
leave. Shout out
That's
to
not-
Shout out to, oh yeah, we'll put some beeps in there.
Yeah, put some bleeps in there. There we go.
Yeah.
But for real though,
Yo,
I'm
boop,
not
a real
even
ass
joking.
nigga.
We really care about you paying attention.
Yeah.
Like if I say one time, okay, I like X, and then 6 months later you bring it up, it's a life hack. Like we just, it really doesn't.
No, it's I'm understanding. Just as I get older, and then the more and more, it's just like I'm liking people less and less. So the people that I really fuck with,
Same.
I'm being drawn to them
You're
more and
weeding
more.
people out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I've gotten to the point. I was wondering what it was. I'm like, why is it that it's like I'm just getting bored by just so many just people and like women and shit.
It's the facade.
It's
tired of
just
that
like
shit.
if we can't talk about something, it's done. I don't care how bad you
It's a
are.
wrap. Life
Like,
is
it's-
short.
Well,
Yeah.
no, okay,
Yeah,
so let
yeah.
me tell you how I found out that we actually fucked with each other. All right, we're gonna go back. So we met at a bar, whooped his ass in a Tekken, you know.
Whoa.
It's okay. It's okay. No. It was a bad night. It was.
No.
It was a whack. It was supposedly a whack cabinet, y'all.
First date.
13 games
First-
in a
We
row,
had
y'all.
this
Shout out to
conversation
me.
earlier. We talked about it. He'll say his piece after, but it was okay. Just go ahead.
It was
First
a
date
whack-
was in a barcade.
Yeah, it was in a
Barcade.
bar.
I mean, we could
No, it
rerun
wasn't
the
even-
match.
it wasn't
I got
even a
Tekken
first-
heavy.
It
Like-
wasn't even a first date. This was the night we met. This wasn't even our date, y'all.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So like we met and like my friend was like, "Oh, y'all twins," and I looked back and I'm like, "They're not fucking twins." I low-key have a twin fetish, like for girls mostly, okay. and chill. Don't no twins be calling me to my hey. No.
Hey, yo, we gonna have to do a Negro jump after dark.
Yes, we are.
Negro jump uncut.
So
Get tip drillers.
we're gonna have a bigger bottle of Douce.
I ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on.
So anyway,
Dance floor.
Anyway, so I'm thinking, you know, there's this pretty boy that's buying me drinks and stuff. So we
Okay.
like exchange numbers and everything. Next day, because we were talking shit to each other like the first night. So
See,
we're
that's
like,
how you know it's gonna work.
We went to go and box together, but I thought he was a fuckboy because he was looking like a little too good, you know? And you know them pretty boys that buy you drinks, you're like, you just trying to fuck. And I was like, I'm just trying to fuck too.
Yeah, he gonna choke you out. Like he right there.
Man, I've been trying to get him to choke me out. Y'all.
Read the newspaper right now. He's like, "Whoa, I'm not."
Just bring me. Come
No.
on, bring it. Like,
This motherfucker's
I'm
like, you
down.
Was
talking
it when you said
okay.
it was Tekken 2 or Tekken
3?
Tekken 3. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah.
and I had some whack characters. Honestly, it was a bad night for the game. He really, in any reality, he is way better at like stick games and
We're gonna find out after this.
FPS than I am.
We'll-
He's
we'll-
great.
Okay.
But that does not diminish from the fact that I do play video games a little
All
too
right.
much.
Okay. All right.
Man, I was up till like 2 a.m. trying to get my smithing up to 100 on Skyrim, y'all.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
All right.
it's
All right.
embarrassing.
All right. Well, let's
Anyway,
take it.
We went
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
boxing. The next day we went boxing together and we had Mexican food. And I was like, okay, cool. These are all things that like people generally like to do. Like this I was like, okay, it's a one-off.
Skeptical.
Yeah. So we texted each other and then somehow we got into the subject of books. Somehow. And so I sent him a picture of my bookshelves, plural. I have a whole library. And he sent me the picture of his bookshelf. But y'all,
I've never heard somebody flex about this. Jesus.
I will though. I
This
will.
nigga had a lonely ass shelf.
So, 2 books is like, come into my study. I'm going to show you what
I legit had a library for the longest time. You remember that?
Yeah.
So
No.
anyway, so he had this book on the Sumerians. And like I have an obsession with the Akkadians and like the birth of like, you know, Middle Eastern culture.
Yeah.
And it was the Library of Nineveh that we talked about and like how the Akkadians actually gave birth to modern culture as opposed to the Egyptians. And a lot of people aren't going to agree with that, but just study your fucking history books. Anyway, we went in on that for I think like 20 or 30 minutes. And I low-key realized, I was like, I've known him like all of a week and a half. And like, there's this thing going on in my chest and it's not my titty itching. I was like, oh no, what's going on?
Found your mask.
And so
Tuxedo
it was,
mask. He
and the
came in,
thing
he's like,
was,
I
it was
catch
just like,
Damn, boo.
you really felt, because it was
Dope
not
as
just
hell,
about,
man.
it wasn't just
Nobody
about the
with that.
books. It wasn't about the books.
He
It was
real.
like that he
Hey.
understood what I was talking about instead of just saying, oh yeah, that's cool. So send me a selfie.
You get your man to fly you out here, and so now you're out here. I'm just telling you, if you find the one.
That's
You
nice.
gotta find
That's
the
it.
one that's gonna like talk to you about like the cradle of civilization, and
Yeah.
who will also, okay, y'all, this is really important. Will bring you steak and shake even though they're lactose intolerant. If you can bring me a milkshake for no reason, you drive 20 minutes out of your way to bring me a milkshake.
It's like, bitch, this shit could kill me. But I love you.
Loki brought me a sharp.
Tell us how you came to be Kitsune.
Okay, so like yeah, we're gonna go back then. So
Yeah,
like I
let's-
grew up in a really small town,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like it's crazy because we've traveled a lot, but like where our roots, I guess, officially laid, like when I came into like awareness really as a person, was in a little small town in West Virginia. Shout out to the Patch. And my mom was legitimately like the most beautiful woman in the town. Like my mom's gorgeous, y'all. She's beautiful. She's like the Filipino Betty Boop. But like if Jessica Rabbit was 4'11",
She put Betty.
if Jessica Rabbit was 4'11" and had the sweetest, yeah, that's her. No, okay, so we're gonna have to ask her permission, but low-key, yeah, we'll have to like put my mom up in her little go-go outfit from Halloween.
Yo.
My mom
Chill.
is the most beautiful woman ever, okay? And I've met a lot of beautiful women, but my mom was so beautiful. And when I came up, I was a tomboy. Like, bushy fucking eyebrows, big-ass fucking hair. Like, I looked like...
We'll put it up on the Patreon.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the Patreon. There you go. Y'all gonna have to buy that one. She's gorgeous.
Pay
Creep my Insta, whatever.
You don't have to pay. But you're gonna see.
Man, but no, she was literally like just the most beautiful, charismatic. Like she's just like so mothering, and she was very smart. She's still very smart. She's a fucking savage too. Like you've seen the shit that she posts or stuff I tag her in on Facebook and stuff, and she's with it. Like there was a post about the porn star guy, the one that's always posting things about like this is me in a hotel not having sex with Asa Akira or whatever.
Oh,
that guy.
that's hilarious.
Okay, so like he posts, he's like, my mom said she would always come to my first red carpet event, and they're in front of the Pornhub Awards, and here she is. I tagged my mother in it. And I was like, Mommy, this is you. And she's like, you know I'd be there. Because the Avians, so the Avians in Vegas, shout out to Asa Akira. Love you. Mwah. I'm over here. I'm waiting on you, baby. So the Avians is in Vegas. It's always in like January. So it's like a week after my birthday.
Yo,
and I'm always trying to go to Vegas for the Avians because I'm like, yes. I just need to fall into some porn star pussy just real quick. Like, just real quick.
We're using our platform to try to get in the avian.
Man, come on. Asa Akira. Okay, I'm going to send you my number. I'm going to DM you my number.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to DM.
Hey, yo, if we,
Man,
yo,
if Asa Akira DMs me, y'all.
If we do,
that would be it.
well, yo, shout out to Kid.
I would be so happy.
Kid is a plug, yeah.
But no, so Mom was just beautiful, and I was a tomboy.
Okay.
And so I never thought that I was like gonna grow up and be as pretty as her. Like when you're a kid, you don't think about stuff like that. And I guess my aim was never to be like the most beautiful or the prettiest or like whatever it was. Like when you're like 9, you're a child of like an immigrant or like a second generation immigrant, it's always like you got to go to school, you got to make straight A's, you got to become a doctor because you don't want to be poor.
Yeah.
And so growing up poor, you're like, all right, facts, I guess I will.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Yeah, and so I skipped a couple grades. Like I graduated high school at 15, started college at 14. I was a dropout before I turned 18. I was a college dropout before the age of 18. But the entire time, it was just, all I had to do was focus on school. Like I dropped out of basketball to win some stupid tournament thing that my mom wanted me to do.
Dropped out of bat?
I wanted to play basketball so bad. But I was not any good at it, so low-key, she was smart about that. But I was devastated. I was like, I have to quit basketball. I thought it was my life dream. When you're like 9 or 10, like...
Did you see Like Mike in theaters?
Man, no, it was after. I think it was honestly Air Bud, okay? I was like, if a dog can do it, I can. And it's not the truth, y'all. Sometimes a dog is just better at you than some shit than you are. And I am not smarter than a 5th grader, y'all.
You got inspired by Airbud.
Yeah, man. Golden Retrievers taking all of my spotlight, bro.
God damn.
The worst.
All right. So West Virginia hot mom.
Yeah, hot mom. So
very,
like,
very
I had
strict
to be
hot
funny.
mom.
I had to be funny.
Got you.
Oh, she cooled off later on when she realized that I was just.
That's kind of interesting that you were like at a young age. She's like, I'm not. Well, you're like, I'm not thinking of like what I'm going to end up looking like, so I might as well.
I realized nobody was gonna fucking take care of me, like
at an
because
early
I
age.
was pretty.
Got you.
Because I wasn't gonna be pretty.
That's a good. But that's something good to.
Like that's a downer, but like because you see all these beautiful like trophy wives, and I'm like, I ain't about to be a trophy wife.
It's like
get yours, get your bag.
Get a little personal, which I don't do too much.
It creeps in.
But no, I say it now like genuinely and funny because like. I mean, obviously, I grew up to fall into current beauty standards, but having awareness and being able to have something to lean on besides being pretty, it's nice and it sucks at the same time because, like, the shallowness that comes with today's society, like, a lot of people only take me for face value. A lot of people don't see that I am a huge nerd. Like, I will roast any of y'all fuckers.
I'm running into that. I've been running into that problem now. It's like I didn't know. Like I didn't know that people found me. I was like, all right, I just watch anime and then I'm just not doing shit. I didn't play sports. I wasn't smart in school, so it was like I was just chilling the whole time. Yeah. And then low key, it was mad people that had crushes on me. I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
It was way later.
Just because you just chill.
And you're just chill because you're not like out there seeking that kind of like validation. So you're just like whatever. Because I grew up with like all guy friends. Like all of my brothers. I have 7 brothers now. So I have 7 brothers.
What do you mean by 7 brothers?
Well, they're all my dad's kids. My mom has 2.
Got you. Okay.
My mom has 2 boys that are my brothers. And then my biological father was charismatic in his youth after my mom left him.
Oh, he was out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was hurt.
I know that life.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
My mother fell in love with a young bandito.
Oh, bandito! You better stay over. Nah.
My dad
Antonio
got
Banderas
his.
going on.
He got his shit snipped immediately.
Man,
so his first
I'm
one in
telling
high
you.
school, he was done.
Man, after like the second one, like they just got to go and get the cut or something. I don't know what. Boy.
I don't know. Some dudes want to spread the seed. I get it, but I'm cool.
But
on
you
that.
have to be able to like nurture your children too.
Yeah,
you perpetuate all of the negative and toxic traits that you have because you're depriving them of the things that you wanted to give yourself. And I think that's a lot of the burden that a lot of women come up on. Because like my mom, she had a husband, but she was still raising me and my brothers on her own without the help of her partner because he didn't know how to be a father. And that's no shade towards him. He still doesn't. Whatever. He's got like 5 kids. But my brothers came out great. They're both very intelligent, self-sufficient, and caring people. And that's because of the burden that women take on to like nurture and make sure that, you know, young men and women are what they get raised as opposed to.
My mother did a very good thing where it's like, because I had the same situation where like my father really wasn't in my life, but she made it important. Like she basically drilled it in my head, just like be observant of everything that's going on around you.
Yeah.
And you realize you do learn the gaps. Like you just kind of pick up on shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, this is how you act socially in this era. And then it's like, all right, you end up being like a full grown, decent man. And then you're like,
well, I mean, I don't
live my
necessarily
life.
think you need both gender roles to become a good human.
It helps.
It helps. Don't get me wrong. Like,
a lot.
especially monetarily. If you got
Oh,
two
yeah,
incomes
for
coming in,
sure.
by all means, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can still learn how to be. You like if you don't have a father in the household, you can still learn how to be a good son, or if you don't have a mother in the household, you can learn how to be a good dad. Like it does depend on the person. Yeah, at least I feel that way.
I mean, I found my dad later in life.
We're very intellectual like Negro.
We are.
It's well, no, we just went through some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did.
we
We did. And we don't want other people to go through this
It ain't
shit.
all emojis and shit in this
No.
movie.
And then
We get real. No.
And then what it is just processing it as a young adult.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and I think that's a lot of what young like people who would generally watch this or like lean into this more is they grew up in some kind of like struggle, whether it be intellectually, emotionally, whether they didn't come from 2-parent households or bullying, whatever it is. Like you find that bond in like being an outsider, and I don't like saying outsider, but more like an outlier.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's really important to have that bond so that you don't feel alone. Like having a tribe mentality can be good and can be bad. Like you see the cliques that happen in high school and stuff, and it's very toxic. It's a toxic culture. But then like when you grow up, you realize that you generally vibe with these kind of people more than these kind of people.
Right.
And so then you kind of, if you can bond with them enough, you realize that you share, I wouldn't say traumas, but you share a lot of background and stuff that might be considered traumatic to others.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what, you know, you say like, okay, I like this anime or I like that anime or I read these books or that books. A lot of that stems from the same things because you want to relate to your characters and you want to say, oh, I can relate to this person because they can relate to this. And it's really just a stepping stone into building deeper relationships. And that's the reason why I really loved like listening to this podcast and love listening to this podcast. Present tense. Because
This is our last episode.
We cashing out.
No.
Cashing out. What?
Yoko Ono them, y'all.
No, we got some lineups.
We got
Yeah.
second
But-
Asian woman. What?
I know.
Two?
Yeah.
Yo, we about to no. That and then the beautiful thing about that also is that sharing those traumas, it's genderless, it's colorless.
Yeah.
No matter what background you are, black, white, male, female, whatever gender spectrum that you choose to live by, we all have trauma. So it's like, all right, boom, we have this collaborative of people who can come together and just vibe out about shit. Whether, I mean, in our case, it is kind of anime. We went to conventions, and like we went to one in Raleigh, and it was just like, everybody's here. Everybody's pull up, and everybody's weird as fuck.
But that's what I love. That's exactly what I love about like when you go to like GalaxyCon or something, because there's no like specific age or gender. Like
No,
whatever.
I figured out quickly. I was like, oh, this is almost acts like a safe space. Like some of these people do not get out the house. This is like their one time to get
And
out.
it's so nice.
Have their like costume on. You hang out with your friends. You doing this shit, the fucking dance stuff in the
Yes.
circle and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a dude dressed up as a soul reaper. This nigga was just patrolling. The whole he just stayed in the bit the whole time. I'm just walking around with just I look like I'm mean mugging people, but like I'm just thinking. Like that's all I am. I'm just like, where am I at right now?
That's my problem too.
It's
People
oh god.
always think that I'm mad.
One of the security dudes was just like, he's like, God damn man, smile. I was like, nah, that's not. It's not it. It's just I'm just caught off guard right now. It's just like I fuck with this, but it's just like not to the level of this. Like I thought I was like, yeah, like I'm into anime. Like I'm not. I just watch it.
Well, it's like when you listen to like a good music or something, or you're like really into this episode, and you're just like, yeah, you're going in, and then someone looks over you like, you good?
That happened. I was watching Demon Slayer. That's actually been really good. Appreciate everybody that's recommended it to me. Yeah. I'm like on episode 20, but it was like episode 17, where it ended at, where it was just like it was the whole setup. Spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen it. The whole setup to where
Is
like
it the haunted spot.
No, I think it's after that.
Just after that. Okay.
Yeah, it's maybe they're like in the mountains or some shit like that. No, but like he's fighting somebody. It's the whole thing where like he gets fucked up and then he's doing stuff and then he's about to go in for the kill. He's like, I see it. I see the line. I'm about to go for it. And then this nigga go to swipe and then his fucking it doesn't work out the way it is. And then the end of the episode is like something coming at his head and then it just stops. I legit like gasped.
It's like that.
I legit gasped. I was like, oh shit, this is actually really good.
They're so dramatic. Like, have you noticed how like foreign dramas, even like anime,
is way better.
Korean drama is so dramatic. It'll have you laughing, crying, and like mad in the span of like 45 minutes, and you're just like, bro.
It was like that for I watched this shit called Kamen Rider. It's a Japanese. It's pretty much a children's soap opera. So it's real. It's like actual like world-ending shit. People dealing with like life stuff. But then in an episode, there's always a dude that suits up some bright ass colors, and then a big explosion happens every single time. And like the current season, they're dealing with fucking androids pretty much.
Okay.
And they brought up the whole thing was just like, oh, he's going sentient. I was like, oh shit. If Japan
this can't be good.
Japan is like
prophesizing.
If this is already in the children's media for like their live action,
they're preparing.
It's on the way. They look like if Japan came out with Beats by Dre first. That's what the androids look like. They got these big ass fucking things on their heads.
Like RoboCop with Beats by Dre. Can someone sketch that?
But it's a person. But like it's a regular person. They just have like these big ass like little components like over their ear, like where their ears would be, and that's what the information. It's pretty wild. It's just getting over the whole hump of like watching Japanese TV. So like they have their own sense of humor, and was just like this shit just goes over your head completely. And then you got the subtitles and all the other shit going on, so it's a lot to fucking take in. But I seen that and I was like, all right, this is not good. Like it's over. Like it's done. Like machines is next.
Yeah. That Black Mirror shit's happening today.
I welcome our robot overlords. Like I'm fine with it.
We were talking about that in the car on the way over here. Just like the next step is just putting the phone inside you. Like it's gonna be a part of your brain at some point.
That was like Elon Musk talked about that on one of the JRE podcasts about how like instead of
thinking...
the
boo pocket.
We ain't cross-referencing.
Sorry, we can't cross-reference that.
No, we're fine. Yeah.
But
other podcasts exist.
Other podcasts exist. But no, he talked about how instead of like using it as like thinking that it's like a negative thing and it's just gonna like take over, we could use it to like streamline our own intelligence and to enhance.
Yeah, it's just something completely new. Nobody really. The public doesn't know any. We don't have any information about or how it works.
That's how people felt about like rock and roll and like implementing gospel music into pop culture.
Yeah.
Come on, you were scared of that. Look what happened.
This is our new fire. Like,
now Kanye's got a new album.
Like, it's a lot. It's a lot because
Jesus is king, guys.
Exactly.
Because every other time it was brought up, it was always in a movie and something bad happened.
But that's because people are scared of what they don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that's the honest truth.
And the thing is that like in the 80s when like DOS.
I was scared of TikTok for a while.
TikTok is low key scary.
It's the people are scared.
People are definitely scared. Yeah. Well, it's like all the people that were like, oh, it's a Vine again. I can cash in, and I'm like. Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
And then I just want to grab my blanket and just like
wrap it in.
I need someone to hold me and tell me it's okay. Yeah. Like these people are weird.
Yeah, just like the singing and like the.
And
I don't want
to do TikTok.
No, you know what it is. It literally is just like just growing up. Everybody wanted to make their own music video. Nobody had a camera.
Yeah, no.
Nobody had a camera. Nobody wanted to do it. You watch music videos all the time.
Yeah, but you remember when like. what was the Flow Riders song Low came out, and
yeah.
everybody had their camera phones and were like trying to have their own like dance
What year was
routine.
that?
2008.
What was
2007 or 2008? Yeah.
So we were getting into keyboard phones at the time.
Yeah, we had
we had the scoops.
we had
Damn.
razors. Yeah, we had
The
scoops,
Roomers.
razors, and
yeah.
what was the other one? Sidekicks.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
you had.
we had
If you're the
sidekicks.
real cool rich kid, you had a sidekick.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
shit-
Yeah.
Right.
Because they had the web browser on it and everything.
Yeah.
Damn. Man, y'all little niggas don't know nothing about this shit. Motherfuckers was struggling with fucking keypads and shit.
Yeah.
Oh god.
T9 in it? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you remember when we had to like when we went to school and you want to get on MySpace and you had to use like T9 or like proxies?
Proxy
like,
sites.
yeah,
Yeah, to
proxy
play
sites.
Flash games. Get on
Yeah.
Ebon's World.
Niggas was hacking.
You play them fucking.
Oh, I was always in
Anime
trouble
nude
because I
games
knew
and
like all the best proxy sites and I would just log in people and stuff like that, or like okay, so one time I went
Yeah. Once it got
I-
around, it was
yeah,
done.
I went around
Yeah.
the school server one time like Miss Hansberry, you're gonna hate me for this, but that was me.
Miss Hansberry.
Yeah. That's what you get for giving me a D in
What's
keyboarding. Who
Who
gives someone a D in keyboarding?
I was about to say she sounds like the fucking computer apps teacher.
She
Miss
hated me for
Hansberry.
that.
Hansberry.
She, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, you hated your job. You had to deal with us ratchet ass kids. but
Damn.
You didn't have to do me like that.
Damn,
I
Miss
wasn't failing
Hansberry.
at keyboarding. Seriously, I'm not a command typist. That's not what I'm doing for a living. Shit. Like, that is not my MO now, okay? I
Damn.
just talk shit for a living now, so.
God damn.
No, you were saying you have a lot of business ventures and ideas and things that you're
I
trying to work on, which
yeah.
I think that's really cool because you kind of like all over the board with it, and I've always like appreciated. What
But
are
the
some
thing is, it
concepts
all
that
like
you
comes
wanna-
together. I
Yeah.
think, and a lot of people don't realize it. Like, you have to focus on the macro and the micro at the same time. Like, it's the little connections that you build that really help overall. It's a sense of community, and that's really what I want to like be able to express in my business and like have all the time is just to say that I can't do everything by myself, but I know somebody who can do this or who can do that, or
There
I
you
can
go.
streamline a process for other people so that it's easier for them to take on the tasks they want to do.
And then everybody eats.
And
that's how,
everybody
like,
eats.
yeah.
Like, there's enough at the table for everybody. And a lot of people, especially in black culture, especially in very poor cultures, it's not just black. I'm a mixed.
Finish your thought.
Yeah.
Your thought.
Yeah,
You
you
cool.
got- you
We
But
get
the thing
it.
is, like, a
This is
lot
safe
of us.
space.
This is
A lot of us have like
You read the
struggled,
description?
and we still, yeah. Well, a lot of people will get like, "Oh, you can't relate."
You're
to
Nah,
that.
fine.
you good.
No,
you good.
you're fine.
Yeah.
But-
yeah. If they've been listening for the last 40 minutes, then you good.
Yeah,
But
they'll get
a
it.
lot of us do come from this space to where we think with a scarcity mindset because everyone's saying there's not enough for you. Like, having to like pay for your school lunches or like having the government fund your school lunches. Like, I was one of those kids. And so I had to like bring in paperwork to prove that we were poor enough to for the government to pay for my lunches. Like, bro, how can I come to school and like worry about if I'm gonna get those whack ass fucking pizza slices and some frozen fucking peaches?
Y'all had slices?
Yeah.
We had
bricks.
we had wedges.
We had those brick slices. But the thing is like, okay, like you already have like put enough on us to where, oh, now we have to realize that we're not good enough or we're not going to ever have enough. But there is. You can always find a way to make it work, even if at that point in time it's not working. And a lot of people just get stuck in that cycle to where like they let their anxiety take over and say, oh, you're not good enough. You're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to do that. And the reason why I relate so much to the anime culture is it's just like it's the fucking underdog, and he's like, no, if I try hard
He's
enough,
been preaching that for the
if I
longest
try
time.
hard enough, and if
Yeah.
I study
What do you
hard
call
enough,
it? You call it the
It's the come up. Like
Come
I didn't.
up.
I just
Come
didn't.
up.
I didn't
Yeah,
pay.
yeah,
I didn't realize
Yeah.
all the ones that I watched. It has that consecutive
Yeah.
thing about it. Yeah.
yeah.
okay, but like high key, I relate to Urza from Fairy Tail. I am the baddest. I'm the Casa, still the baddest. Went through the shit, still the baddest. You ain't gonna beat me. Y'all are all gonna die because you're pussies.
Do you cosplay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, I did.
You should do Urza's different
I want
armors.
to, but low key, my favorite is Mira Jane's Satan Soul.
What's that?
You've never seen Mira Jane from Fairy Tail, where she goes full Satan Soul? It's
I
Elfman's sister.
stopped watching. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
bad.
stopped.
She's a baddie. Mira
I stopped
Jane's a baddie.
watching Fairy Tail after a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, so what I want to do, like long term, is just to be able to help like small businesses and entrepreneurs like of the Black or minority community. Sorry. But
Boop, you good. You good, man.
Go for it, boo.
Yeah, you good, man. She gonna take care of you. Boop.
okay, there we go. Anyways, so to be able to help small businesses and entrepreneurs of any minority community, LGBTQ, Black, Brown, whatever, anybody who thinks that they cannot feel like they associate or affiliate with the old white people good credit propaganda. Yeah, if you don't feel like you relate to that, come to me.
Please don't say nothing about the Jews.
No, I love them. No, they're awesome. Okay, one of my best friends is Jewish. Okay, shout out. Yeah, no, he put me on. Yeah, he put me onto a lot of finance stuff, and
they will turn the lights off.
We're gonna turn the mics off. They're gonna turn our mics off from way out there.
Yeah. Please don't say nothing about it.
No. Anyway.
But no, it is very true. There's
like,
a lot of inequality
but
in
building a sense of community, and then understanding, yes, we do come from a place of like systematic oppression. We get a lot of people like, oh, this is now, you got to get over it. But the thing is like, it was our grandmothers, our great grandmothers that were marching. It were those same people. Your great grandfather, your grandfather was being racist towards my grandmother. Like, it didn't happen. It wasn't like they're like, oh, you act like it was yesterday. It was yesterday to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like,
the people that are still alive.
They're still alive.
They're still alive. They still feel that, and that trauma is still carried through their children and their grandchildren.
And they teach people to be timid and not take these chances to not.
Because you don't want to feel like you're overstepping your bounds because we did have boundaries.
I understand why, like older relatives, like my father, he was trying to like push that narrative onto us like early. Like you have to, it's like, because if we don't tell you, nobody is, and then y'all are gonna like, we'll just forget everything that happened literally 50 years ago. So and then we're gonna be right back in the same predicament we was in before. So that's why the nigga made us watch like, Roots and shit.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is like you can my dad does not watch those movies because he says I live now. I know what happened then. I lived then, but I live now, and I want to create a more positive culture for my children, my grandchildren. I want to be able to say, hey, this is where we came from, but we can work together with, people outside of our race, people outside of our cultures.
Look at where we at now.
Yeah.
Look at how we doing now.
And the thing is like, I think because of social media, we see a lot more. There's a lot more tension. And it's all fear-based. It's all based on the fact that someone else is scared and they want to put it out there for everybody to also feel scared. Yeah. And because of social media, it's also heightened our anxiety.
They don't know how to deal with their emotions, so if they can put this up and then get 1,000 likes, it just makes them feel like, okay.
Yeah, because somebody else is relating to them because of like one fear-based thing.
Yeah. But you can process. I mean, granted, in very like heinous circumstances. Yeah. People messing with people who are, trying to barbecue, hang out, have a good time. But yeah, in some minor cases, you don't have to just put this out just so you can get the like. So now I don't have to sit with this. I just can let other people fight over it. And it's like, no, that's not how you live.
It's a waste of your time because then instead of trying to mend your community, you're like tearing it apart even further. Like, okay, so I ding your door and you go on Facebook and rant. It's like, oh, all Asian females can't drive for shit and blah, 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 blah. So you're just going to get backlash from the Asian community.
Trying to parallel.
Man, first of all, I am Asian and a female and I probably shouldn't drive. And it's not because I can't see.
She said that.
Or it's not because I'm a female, but it's because I have road rage. I hate people, and I hate the way that some people drive, especially in the South. I'm not going to say whereabouts.
Well, I mean, in the South, isn't it? I mean, okay. In the South, there's not. My driving test, all my driving. I mean, because like when to get your license, literally all I did was drive up the road a mile. Yeah, go into a neighborhood.
Make a K-turn.
Do a K-turn.
Yes.
Go back.
And pull into the parking lot. We didn't have to parallel park.
Got your license.
There you go.
And then you sit in the real day. You actually got to drive to the grocery store because your mom's the grocery. You're like, shit.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know.
No, that's when you just download the Instacart app and you just have them deliver it.
And just sit in the car for an hour and a half. And
I'm sorry. I can't.
No.
I don't know. Damn, this got real. I know what. God damn.
Sorry, y'all.
Damn, kid.
But no, and the thing is like,
it's the Negro part of the jump.
It really is. But the thing is like, we have to express to our community that you can do it and you can be great without being a SoundCloud rapper, without being, without going out of the way and becoming like some new artiste or whatever. Like you can be successful and you can get your money doing something that you love doing. You don't have to be a ball player. You don't have to go into politics. You don't have to pimp bitches. Come on, y'all. Enough with that. You don't got to marry a stripper. You're good. Don't do it. Please don't do it. It's not the deal. I know you want to. Right?
No, it was more like, the shit.
Yeah, you had
a
spread of Amber Rose on your phone like middle school.
And Amber Rose was, still is.
Yeah,
still is.
She's like, whew, that's
man. Just saying, if I could put it out there like that, I would give her my children too.
Oh my God.
I would slave away to pay that child support. Just to tell my homies.
Amber Rose, if you're rolling through East New York, you got a fan.
Man, yes. Hey, what's up? But no, and the thing is like you can be able to do something that you love. Like, okay, get a regular 9-to-5. There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5 because your 9-to-5 can fund what you want to do. There's so much information. There's so much information out there that you can't make the excuse of like, oh well, I can't do this or I can't do that. Okay, so you're telling me you can't take the $5 that you spend on cigarettes or on that PBR or whatever else you're doing.
You gotta let some people. You gotta let people fuck up.
Real talk.
Everybody.
Even if we can get it, hey, I'll plug something if you guys give a sponsorship. Fucking Skillshare. Skillshare is my shit.
Yes, love them.
You gotta.
Dead ass is very cheap, and all these people can teach you damn near anything you want to know.
I mean, who is on Skillshare right now? I think they had Anna Wintour.
Really?
And Neil Gaiman, I think, was on Skillshare. It's either Skillshare or Masterclass.
Who are those two people?
I would say Anna Wintour is a fashion, like, she is big in fashion.
Okay.
She gets rapped about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman, he wrote American Gods, Stardust, the Anansi brothers, or the Anansi boys.
That's dope.
Sci-fi.
All right, okay. No, because like going to this whole topic, I had to realize because like I understand about myself. I'm a worker. I kind of care not to be in charge of a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. The most I do when I'm in charge of a bunch of people is when I book my own show, and people see how ridiculous I can get when I'm fucking I'm hosting or like running my own show.
But you have to become that person.
Yeah. But it's just I know this is just that is. People might be able to do all types of other shit, might be more talented, but it's like a lot of people can't outwork me. Like I know that about myself.
Yeah.
So it's like some people just don't get that. It's just like everybody's not meant to be a boss.
No.
People gotta work. I mean, like
I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you can do other things besides be in front of the camera and try to be a star. There are other things that you are so good at. That like you don't even.
Well, a lot of people
understand.
are like better at like logistical stuff, or a lot of people are better at being able to like analyze a process and say this is what's best for you to do right now based on what I've seen going on. There are so many people that are actually way better at stuff than I am, but because they're afraid to do it, because they're afraid to like step up and take the plate, it's like, okay, well, why would you shit on me for just doing the things that I need to do, even though you don't want to do them because you're too afraid to? Yeah. I've been rejected and shot down so many times over a bunch of things. I got rejected by a big-ass company over an app that I wanted to create. They shot me down, and then 6 months later, they built that app.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
And like that hurt me. Because I was like, boy, I could have just helped you get your coins. Like, I didn't want nothing out of this.
Yeah. I just want my whatever, something I can eat, and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And it's thing is, you can be your own bosses now, and you can also just work in collaborative efforts. I mean, things like Negro Jump. It's the idea. It's I like doing this stuff. It's like, I like doing this stuff. Fuck it. Let's find a basement. Let's make this shit happen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. No.
Let's run up a credit card.
Also, I didn't know if it was still up. I saw
it's
the
still
Instagram
up.
post.
Do I need to turn around and show it to them?
Turn. Have you seen what the?
Oh no, I saw it. That's what I was gonna be like for anybody that wants to try to check it. It was like, who the fuck is this Asian girl talking all this nonsense? We'll take a picture of the back of her head.
Yeah,
so I have an undercut right now.
I know you had to go to a brother to get that.
Yes. So shout out to my boy Dre, Grade A Dre on Instagram. He's a heads up barber in Greensboro. I've been with him for 3 years. He's been my barber for 3 years. He has been doing my hair for forever. I trust him. I love him. And if he ever gets famous, he's got to do my hair.
Oh, yeah, barbers are like popping.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Okay, so y'all have seen Vic Blends from the Ville?
No.
That boy, okay. No. He's from like Fayetteville, and he's in Atlanta now, but he's doing classes. Like he's a barber, and he's doing master classes. So and he's 21 years old. So if y'all think that you can't do something on something that you love, this kid is younger than me, probably makes more money than me. I don't really care about that, but I just want y'all to know.
Yeah.
At 21 years old, he's teaching master classes on like barbershop techniques in San Diego, in Atlanta. He was in Charlotte. He's been in New York. He's everywhere. And we can bleep his name out if we need to. But the thing is like, he's doing his thing, and he's doing what he loves. And a lot of, like, people have come out of the woodworks doing something that... Super Scent. Wasn't Supa? She does a crayon box. The lady that did all the best sex she ever had, like the YouTube videos and all of like the Instagrams.
I'm so
and she,
lost.
You gotta. Okay, I'll put you onto her. I love her. She's like, she was an Instagram comedian.
Oh,
and she would just post stuff.
Personality type. And then,
personality type. And then just got really big on that. And then she came out with her own like makeup brand, the Crayon Case, making millions right now. They're having a sale, 40% off. Go check it out.
Jesus Christ.
I don't wear makeup. Look, I don't wear makeup.
This is the NASCAR episode. We're going to have
yes, we are.
blotches
everywhere.
All over the place.
No, I'm literally only wearing lipstick right now. But seriously. And the thing was, is like she built her brand off that. Like she worked hard for 10 years to build this brand that she believed in. Yeah. And she's sitting at Essence. She's sitting down with all of these big names and talking about how you can follow your dreams. Off of, and I'm not going to say it's just being funny, but off of doing what she loved and just sharing these stories. She used to wait tables in New Orleans. Like, and now she's meeting celebrities. Like, I think she hung out with, like, Meek Mill and shit. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And you
social media is very powerful.
It's out there. And in small ways, and it doesn't have to be the way you think it is. It can just be, it's just another tool to get, like, kind of like the approach we're going for is especially just kind of like using every outlet that's out there. Yeah. Just putting it out there because somebody's watching something. And even though TikTok's weird, there's niggas on. It's like people
popping on TikTok.
They're on there. So, I definitely vibe with that. And getting that information to people would be great. And I also think that, like, it coming from you and, like, just, like, I don't know, like, that sense of, like, hey, you can, I guess, get over your perception of what people are. Yeah. And I can tell you this, and you can actually take it in and I don't know, use it in some way. I think it's cool. I think it's dope.
Hell yeah. All right.
We'll have our. We're reaching about an hour here, so yeah, we got.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're gonna close it off with some anime shit because that's
okay. Let's do some anime.
That is definitely the target. Nah, this was a positive ass episode.
Was dope. Honestly, yeah. This is like a gem of an episode.
Motivational speaker Kitsune over
here. Okay.
yeah. God damn.
All right.
Yeah.
Nah. Thank you.
Actually,
we was talking about getting drunk earlier.
Let's do it. Still. Come on, put those cups out.
She's like, and this shit coming here and was like, actually, my agenda for the day is to tell you about it.
All right.
Let's go.
So my one question right now, what's the appeal? I forgot to ask May about this. Maybe I did. What's the appeal with like men for women in anime?
Men?
Yeah, because like you
men
said,
in anime or like men who watch anime?
Men in anime for like women, because you said with Tuxedo Mask it was the whole like mystique.
Okay, so it was only Tuxedo Mask for me. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm more about the women in anime.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's obvious.
Okay, has anyone watched Raising?
I stopped. I got like 5 minutes in. I was like, oh, this is just porn. Like I could just watch this anytime.
It's pretty much what it is. Yeah. It's like it's fan service. Like Sucker Punch the movie. Mm-hmm. I was watching it for the bitches, bro. I didn't give a shit about the storyline. I was like,
that's what sold it.
I was like,
we out here.
That chick with a samurai sword. Yeah. Of course I'm watching.
Of course I'm gonna watch it. Like, come on. Like any of those movies. Like, okay, so I saw a Drew Barrymore appreciation post, and it had a still from her and Charlie's Angels. So I was like, I don't care if this sounds corny, but I'm gonna watch Charlie's Angels again. And I realized how dope that movie actually is, like the way they shot it.
Yeah, it was a successful movie.
It's great because it has like these 3 different girls and like different personalities and stuff, and they're all hot. Like Drew Barrymore's titties in that one. Oh boy.
Fucking
and then Lucy Liu with her
Lucy Liu. Yeah.
Okay, so my first
is it the first or the second one where they do that burlesque show?
They were doing what was it, like the German one?
That
was the first one. That was the first one.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, with the tuba. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The second one they did that Moulin Rouge style joint.
Yeah. Now that's okay. So you more. So literally, it was just the OG of just because.
Well, it was like what we thought that guys should be like in any anime that now it's more geared towards guys.
Come to think of it, he's probably the only character I could think that was like that.
He's like the Marlon Brando.
He was just a cool dude.
Anime. Yeah, he was like just chill and like outside he was really awkward and you thought it was cute because you're like, oh,
right.
He's so weird.
Every other guy they gave him like speaking roles or like something like if he wasn't, they try to make him important of a character. I don't know. It's
like he was important, but he wasn't. He was like kind of in the background, but he was very low key, and that's what like girls want. We want a guy that can be be a character.
He was literally the stereotypical just male, like in an all women's anime. He was just there just to look pretty. That was it.
Yeah, it'd be mysterious, pretty, but solid. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know where you are right now, but if I need you, you're gonna be there. It's kind of crazy because we really, yeah, because like that's what we want. Like, please don't be all up in my business, but when I need you,
money, mo.
I can't with y'all. But that's the thing. It's just like, okay, we want to do this, like, all about us. Okay. Like, we look good with, but not even, like, on an aesthetic level, but you just vibe with them. Yeah. They get you, you get them. And they're not, whatever space that you're comfortable with them being in, they occupy that space without taking over. A lot of couples struggle with, like, this power thing about, like, who is the more dominant couple in the relationship or who the alpha is. Like, there's a president and vice president, and like, that's not it. Like, we're a parliament cabinet here, okay? Yeah. We're on the same team, we're the same uniform, there's no pants, there's no belt, there's no shirt, there's no whatever. We're wearing a fucking uniform, everybody's getting along, and if you don't fucking like it, then quit. Like, nah. I am not about this. Yeah, he might wear the pants, but I got the belt. And I'm like, bitch. Or the man is the head of the household, but the wife is the neck. No, we're the whole body together. We have fused. We're together. We have done the fusion dance. We did the dance. We did the fusion dance. Very well, my ad. But we did the fusion dance, and then we're working on it together. A lot of people don't understand. If you really want to commit to somebody and you say, okay, we're a power couple, we're this, we're that, it's not about being bosses together. It's not about y'all, like, becoming millionaires or, like, showing off for the gram. It's literally two people who are at least in the same chapter, if not on the same page. And please, for the love of God, be in the same fucking book, man.
Damn.
If you're not in the same book together.
Bars. Yeah.
If you're not in the same book, it's not going to work. Like, you can't be this, like, deep, like, you know, pondering fucking dude, and then you're with a girl. You want to be with a girl that looks good for the gram, and there's literally nothing else, and vice versa. Like, I don't want to be with someone who is, like, ripped up, like, popular with all of his friends, and I try to talk to him about something deep, and he's like, yeah, I like Rick and Morty. No shade to my ex or whatever.
All right, that's it. That's the episode.
Okay, we're gonna take this shot.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Hop in. Yeah, you can hop in.
Hop in.
You can,
oh, we gonna put a heart on your face. You can come in here. It's fine.
Hardhead's just gonna have the cup over there. All right.
All right. Cool.
So yes, to Negro Jump Entertainment.
Yeah. Thank you.
And to providing a safe space for all of us minorities. You know, I love it here.
I was like, is she gonna say nigga? I was like, she gonna say it? You gonna quote the whole thing? No. I'm not putting pressure on you. I'm not saying whether or not you can't. I'm
not going to, because the thing is, it's like, it's just a word to me.
There you go.
It's just a word. Like,
smart play.
Yeah.
This has been dope, and I'm excited for this whole weekend, and and all the fun stuff we're all gonna get into.
Yeah.
So we're gonna collect ourselves.
Oh man.
Come on, let's take this shot.
This has been dope.
Let's go.
All right, cool.
All right.
Shout out to Kitsune. Thank you so much for coming through. It's been Negro Jump.